Jake Paul was one of the most watched YouTubers in 2017, and you're wondering how Jake became as successful as he is? We'll explain it all in this video. If you're a part of Jake Paulers, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to never miss another video. Now let's check out the 10 most ridiculous things Jake Paul has done for views. Lost a $100,000 watch. Let's start with one of the latest vlogs, published on January 15, 2018. It's Jake Paul's 21st birthday, and in this video, we get to learn just how much money Team 10 makes and how spoiled Jake Paul actually is. We see him go on a private plane, but we also see him get a bunch of presents from his crew. Jake already got 2 watches he was going to decide between when Erica gave him her present. It was a $100,000 watch, and Jake couldn't help but to get just a little bit emotional over it. We'll forget that he also said Rolex watches are meant for secondary people, not Jake Paul. But let's fast forward to the next vlog, where Jake claims he lost that watch when Team 10 went skiing. He seems visibly upset, although a lot of the fans claim that this is totally fake since you can clearly see his watch when he stands up. We'll let you decide if this one is real or not. But would you ever snowboard with a $100,000 watch in the first place? It's safe to say most of us wouldn't, but then again, most of us aren't as rich or as famous as Jake Paul is. The art of clickbait. YouTubers everywhere seem to use the art of clickbait to get their views, regardless if the situation they're talking about in the title actually happened. This tricks users to click even though their content is clearly fake and acted out. The same goes for Jake Paul, and we believe that he truly mastered the art of clickbait like no one else. Jake Paul's titles are in all caps to give a sense of urgency and shock. He combines all that with ridiculous titles like, "We've never done this on vlog before," "I regret buying my Lambo," "It's sad to say that Jerica is ending," "Jerica gets married," and more. While these videos often include the content he talks about, the scenes are almost always completely acted out. But still, this content clearly tricks his audience that keep on coming back for more. We often see clickbait present with other YouTubers, but no one does the art of clickbait as well as Jake Paul. While this doesn't bother some of his fans, it tricks others into thinking they'll see something that's clearly not there, which is why his videos also get a pretty good amount of dislikes. While some YouTubers tone down their titles, Jake Paul uses the biggest shock value titles he could possibly find to make sure he'll get more views. Of course, having a thumbnail to go along with it doesn't hurt either. Handcuffed for 24 hours with Erica. Jake Paul really loves his wife, aka his girlfriend Erica. Jerica is one of the most popular internet ship names, and these two are always getting into all kinds of trouble. We often see Erica in his videos, and he often uses her to get more views. But one of the most ridiculous things he did was handcuff himself to her for 24 hours. Or so he claims, because we haven't really seen everything that was going on, and it turns out he failed the challenge anyways. The worst part about this was Erica didn't know about this challenge until he literally put her in handcuffs and then threw the key off the balcony. We're pretty sure most people don't want to spend their day handcuffed to Jake Paul, so we really feel for Erica. The two also made a scene in the restaurant as they were handcuffed, and people were really not impressed. The challenge ends with Jake pulling out a spare key from his pocket after the two finally managed to break free by cutting through the handcuffs. He then decides he wants to finish the challenge and handcuffs Erica once again without her knowing. She's forced to go along with whatever Jake's plan for the video is. Seriously, if there's anyone who has the nerves of steel, it's Erica. Destroying his neighborhood. Jake Paul got a lot of publicity in 2017 after the news spread out that his neighbors aren't very happy with his behavior. He was actually accused of turning his LA neighborhood into a living hell and started a so-called war zone for its residents who have to witness the behind the scenes of his videos. We can't imagine it's not very fun to see Team 10's shenanigans every single day, especially since most of the crew members are exceptionally loud and very extroverted. When Jake set furniture on fire for one of his videos, it engulfed in flames, but very few people cared about what the rest of the neighborhood had to say about this. Imagine smelling strong smoke and then seeing something on fire at Jake Paul's house. We bet the first thing you'd do is to call the fire department. They'd probably be really pissed when they'd realize it was all done for a video. Jake has also been criticized for publicizing his address and making it available for millions of fans, which meant people would stand outside his house day and night and disturb the regular life of his neighbors. When he was confronted on the fact fact that his neighbors think he turned the neighborhood into a circus, Jake replied that it's okay because people like circuses. We can't really argue on that one, can we? Destroying his house. But along with destroying his neighborhood, Jake is also destroying his house as it's regularly seen from his YouTube videos. After so many neighbors complained, Jake decided to buy a new house, and it cost him almost $7 million. It's a 15,000 square mansion with 8 bedrooms and 3.5 acres of land. The mansion also features a pool and a spa with 2 waterfalls and plenty of space to let Team 10 roam around free. But that's actually the problem. In his old house, Jake and his new crew didn't have a problem destroying it by writing on walls, using graffiti, and hammering down on whatever they could. When the Martinez twins moved out of the mansion, Jake completely destroyed their room with a hammer. His idea of renovation is to drill through a wall without any care in the world. Jake also woke up to Team 10 by breaking a bunk bed and completely ruining the wall with a hammer while his crew were asleep in the room. We can't even imagine the actual renovations real estate agents had to schedule after Jake moved out of the house, and we hope his new home has some rules on what property is acceptable to destroy for views. But we have a feeling he'll never learn, as long as it brings him millions of views. Got married. In fact, he admitted his whole relationship is apparently fake. One of the craziest things Jake did just to get those view counts up is actually getting married in Vegas, with the whole ceremony and a priest and everything. After their wedding, Jake referred to Erica as his wife, but in a New York Times interview, he admitted that they're not actually dating. He said that it's like the WWE and people know it's fake, but it's the biggest entertainment driver to his channel. We're not even sure how to comprehend what's happening with his channel. Not only did he get married in Vegas and refers to his girlfriend as his wife, it all seems to be very fake, even though the two seem to be pretty close on camera. Isn't it crazy he'd have a whole relationship just because he knows his subscribers will watch every single video that features the Team 10 power couple, Jerica? We've all seen a music video dedicated to this relationship, but according to Jake Paul, it's all fake, including their marriage. We're not sure what's crazier, actually getting married or doing all of this and putting your energy into something that's 100% scripted and fake. The real question is, if you would get married in Vegas just for views, which YouTuber would you take on this journey with you? Crazy pranks. Jake really knows how to get his views through pranks, and him and his team think of some of the most ridiculous pranks you have ever seen. These aren't something normal like the coin trick or the fart cushion pranks normal kids pull. These pranks are on steroids, and Jake has absolutely no problem with them. We've seen him do some of the most outrageous things, and if we were the ones getting pranked, we'd be pretty angry. From the electric toilet seat, the collapsing bunk bed, and the elevator trap to escaping a wild lion and putting sticky notes all over the house, some of his pranks really go to an extreme. He really puts a lot of effort and spends quite some money on some of these pranks, but you have to admit, they're totally a ridiculous way to get views. We've seen him also destroy a lot of his brother's property and mess around with people who definitely didn't want to be pranked. Jake even taped his ex-girlfriend Alyssa to a wall and left her there for a while. But it's not just him. The entire Team 10 seems to prank each other for views, and some of them really are creatively outrageous. Let us know your favorite Jake Paul prank in the comments. Getting arrested. Jake Paul seems to get arrested as often as we post videos to our channel. We have seen numerous arrests, and some were even made as pranks by his team. His titles create a shock value that makes you want to click on the video just to see what happened and why it happened in the first place. It all started with the White House Overnight Challenge, when Jake tricked all of his viewers into thinking he actually spent the night in the White House bathroom and was able to get away with it without any repercussions. He also made a pretty shocking video on getting arrested by the Secret Service, but as it turns out, it's all a complete prank, which basically means he really didn't spend the night in the White House. In a video made by his brother, we were able to see just how well executed these pranks are, as he hired actual bodyguards dressed as Secret Service agents, who came to arrest him. We've yet to see an arrest that's actually real, but we have to admit that his team does go through some of the most impressive extremes to make it look like it's real. We have a feeling Jake's been pranked so much he won't take it seriously if actual police come to arrest him. High voltage limbo. People love watching videos where others get hurt as long as it has some kind of a comedy value. So Jake thought it would be funny if his team played Limbo. Not with a regular stick like any other normal person would, but with a high voltage stick that's connected to the car battery and could easily hurt people. And of course, it actually did. At the beginning, we see the whole team start off at a fairly normal height, but of course, since it's a high voltage Limbo, it adds anxiety to the whole situation. As the level changes, the team gets more and more nervous, and eventually one of them ends up touching the stick. The stick actually touches his heart, which can be very dangerous. The team makes the stick go even lower until eventually most of the team gets electrocuted. We're not sure whether it's real or not, but judging by their reactions, it definitely seemed real. One of the team members even added a taser in the mix. It's one of the most dangerous and ridiculous Limbos you have ever seen, and we have no idea how he even came up with such an idea. Would you ever do a Limbo with a high voltage stick? We're pretty sure we'd pass on this challenge no matter how many views we'd get. The feud with his brother. Jake and Logan Paul are well known in the YouTube community, but for all the wrong reasons. Instead of being loving and supportive with one another, Jake and Logan decided to make views by having a feud. It all started with Jake's song called It's Everyday Bro, after Disney fired Jake because of his inappropriate online behavior. His brother made a diss track called The Fall of Jake Paul. Both of their videos combined have over 300 million views, and their subscribers went crazy when Logan featured Jake's ex-girlfriend in his diss track. The feud continued through their vlogs, where both brothers had occasional remarks about one another and tried to pull the meanest pranks possible. Logan called a secret service on his brother, and Jake duct taped Logan's whole room, lost his parrot, and pulled plenty of pranks that brought him some of the most impressive views ever. They also made a song called The Rise of the Pauls and I Love You Bro. Together, the videos have more than 150 million views, but it all appears to be fake and created just so their channels could continue to grow as they have. It's pretty clear that the Paul brothers actually get along just fine, even though it might seem different from their diss tracks. What do you think of Jake and Logan Paul? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you're a Jake Pauler and subscribe to our channel. See you next time.